Hello everyone, in this video we're gonna discuss the lesson 1 stocks and bonds.
Stocks. In order for some corporation to do an expansion or pay debts, they need money to do such. One way of raising money to finance such expansion or pay debts is to sell part of their company to invest people or institution. They do this by issuing stocks.
Stocks represents ownership of the company. So, yung stocks na represent nito yung pagmamay-ari mo o pagmamay-ari sa isang company. Example, bumili ka ng stocks sa isang company, then ngayon, may pagmamay-ari ka na sa company dahil bumili ka ng stocks nito.
Stock. A stock is divided into two stock, and these are common stock and preferred stock. First, common stock. Majority of stocks are issued this way. Common stock represents ownership on a company and is sometimes accompanied by dividends on a portion of profits. Investors get one vote for every share to elect board members who oversee management. Karamihan daw po sa mga stock ay inilalabas sa ganitong paraan. Ang karaniwang stock ay kumakatawan sa pagmamay-ari ng isang kumpanya at kung minsan ay sinasamahan ng mga dibidendo sa isang bahagi ng mga kita. Ang mga namumuhunan ay nakakakuha ng isang boto para sa bawat bahagi upang pumili ng mga miyembro ng board na nangangasiwa sa pamamahala. Example is, if a stockholder owns 1,000 shares of the common stock, the stockholders owns 1% of the corporation. Then, preferred stock. Preferred stock represents ownership in a company but does not usually come with voting rights. However, investors are normally guaranteed dividends as long as the investor holds ownership of shares. Also, in the event of liquidation, preferred shareholders are paid off before the common shareholders. Ang ginustong stock ay kumakatawan sa pagmamay-ari ng isang kumpanya, ngunit hindi kadalasang kasamaan ng mga karapatan sa pagboto. Gayunpaman, ang mga namumuhunan ay karaniwang ginagarantiyahan ang mga dibidendo hanggat ang namumuhunan ay may hawak na pagmamay-ari ng mga pagbabahagi. Gayon din sa kaganapan ng pagpuksa. Ang mga gustong shareholders ay binabayaran bago ang mga karaniwang na shareholders. Example, consider a company is issuing a 7% preferred stock at a $1,000 per value.
Bonds. If a private corporation or the government needs to finance project or an expansion, one solution they do to is to borrow money from investors. Ano nga ba ang bonds? Ang mga bonds ay sa simpleng salita ay loans o pera pinapahiram mo sa mga kumpanya. Corporate bonds at sa mga gobyerno, treasury bonds at iba pa. Nagpapahiram ka ng pera sa isang kumpanya o sa gobyerno at ibabalik nila ang pera mo sa may karagdagang interest sa majority date ng mga ito.
Bonds may be classified generally into three types. The first one is government bonds. These are bonds issued by governments to fund programs, meet payrolls, and pay their bills. From the term itself, it is a debt security, meaning pagkakautang, issued by the government to support the following spending or obligation. Fund programs, meet payroll, paying bills, and many more. This debt obviously comes with the promise to pay periodic interest payments and to repay the face value on maturity date. The second one is corporate bonds. These are bonds issued by businesses to help them pay expenses, although this pose a higher risk than government bonds. Businesses still can earn a lot more in corporate bonds. This, on the other hand, is a type of debt security issued by businesses. Then that business will get the capital it needs to help them raise financing for a variety of reasons such as financing their operations, expanding their business, or just paying their expenses. These types of bonds pose a higher risk but still better than most common investment medium. And lastly is zero coupon bonds. These bonds make no coupon payments but instead are issued at a considerable discount to par value. This is a type of debt security does not pay interest but instead trades at a deep discount. It is called zero coupon because no interest is paid, and when the bond matures, you will receive the face value of the bond. Your profit will be generated from the difference of the bond's face value and on how much you bought it.
Example number 1. Identify whether the following statement describe a stock or a bond. A. This is a way of raising money where the investors are allowed to be part owners of the company. B. It is financing instrument where a private corporation or the government borrow from investor. Solution. A. Stock. This represents ownership of the company. Owners of stocks may be considered as part owners of the company. Stock represents a claim on the company's asset and earnings. As you acquire more stock, your ownership stake in the companies become greater. Whether you say shares, equity, or stock, it all means the same thing. B. Bond. If a private corporation of the government needs to finance a project or an expansion, one solution they do is to borrow money from investor. In this case, the private corporation of the government issue bond. A bond is a debt security similar to an IOU. Borrowers issue bonds to raise money from investors willing to lend them money for a certain amount of time. When you buy a bond, you are lending to the issuer, which may be a government, municipality, or corporation.
So, a group of 5 friends decided to establish a business. They decided to contribute 100,000 pesos each in order to put up the business. So, A. How much ownership does each individual have? B. What would be the cost of shares if they decided to split up the business to 10,000 shares? So, sa A, tinatanong rito kung gaano ba kalaki o magkano yung kung magkano yung pagmamay-ari ng bawat isa sa kanila. So, meron tayong one stock kasi yun, isa lang yung business nila. So, one stock. Then, meron tayong 5 members o yung 5 friends. So, yan. Kailangan natin siyang hatiin into 5 kasi nga 5 silang maghahati. So, kapag dinivide natin yung 1 divided by 5, ang lalabas ay 0.20. So, kapag kung gusto nating malaman kung yung percentage kung gaano ba kalaki yung ownership nila, 8 times lang natin into 100%. Yun ang lalabas ay 20%. So, bawat isa sa kanila ay ino-own nila yung business into 20%. So, they decided to split up the business to 10,000 shares. So, paano natin yung malalaman? So, 5 sa kanila nag-contribute sila ng 100,000 pesos. So, dahil 5 sila nag-contribute, ita-times natin to into 5. So, makakuha tayo ng 500,000. Then, pag nakuha natin yon, i-divide natin itong 500,000 sa 10,000 dahil ang tinatanong dito is kung magkano kapag hinati nila sa 10,000 itong kin-contribute nila. So 500,000 10,000 divided by 10,000. Ang lalabas dito ay 50 pesos. So, kapag hinati nila sa 10,000 shares, ang halaga ng kada shares ay 50 pesos. So, makikita natin dito sa table, friend 1 hanggang kay friend 5 is nag-contribute sila ng tig 100,000 pesos. Then, ang total nun is 500,000 pesos dahil yun nga, pinagsama-sama yung investment nila. Then, makikita naman natin dito, sa 5 shares, nagkakaroon sila ng ownership na tig 20%. So, dito naman, kapag hinati naman sa 10,000 shares, ang cost per share niya is 50 pesos. Ayun yung kinalculate natin kanina. So kada 2,000 shares, nakakaroon nito ng 20% ownership. So, kapag nagkaroon ng isa sa kanila ng 2,000 shares, ang ownership nito is 20%.
Good day everyone, I'm Faith and I'm the one who will explain the example number 3. So we have here the example, of course. It says here, assume that from example number 1, the 5 friends contributed different amounts of money based on their financial capacity. The 5 friends contributed 60,000, 120,000, 150,000, 80,000, and lastly 90,000. So, the first question is, how much ownership does each individual have? So, to answer that question, let's write down the contributions. We have 60,000, 120,000, 150,000, 80,000, and 90,000. What we're going to do here is we will add all of this. So if we add all of this, we will get a 500,000 pesos. And then for the next step, we can divide each contribution made by each individual by the total value of the business. For example, the friend number 1 has a contribution of 60,000 pesos. We will divide it by the total value, 500,000 pesos. And if we divide that, we will get a 0.12 or 12%. Another example is for friend number 2. 120,000 divided by 500,000 is 0.24 or 24%. So let's proceed to the question number 2. What would be the cost of shares if they decided to split up the business to 10,000 shares? So to answer question number 2, we just need to multiply the 10,000 shares to the percentage of their ownership. For example is, the friend number 1 has a 12%. So 10,000 times 12% is equals to 1,200. And another example is friend number 2. Friend number 2 has a 24%. So 10,000 times 24% is equals to 2,400. So the answer is their cost of shares. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Well done, everyone. I hope you learned something from this video. That's all. Thank you.